You're watching Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
So October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and one of the places in Des Moines that works to help survivors of domestic violence is the Beacon. So joining us is their executive director, Melissa Vine. And Melissa, just tell us about all the incredible work that you all do.
Well, thank you so much for having me here today. So at the Beacon, we work with women who have a history of trauma. A lot of times that involves domestic violence, and many times that domestic violence has led to substance use, which then can lead to homelessness, incarceration, and other traumas. Especially in cases where there's generational poverty involved or kind of complex trauma all the way back from childhood. So at the Beacon, we work with women who are coming out of crisis, and they live with us at our home in Sherman Hill, and then we provide programming in-house like mental health counseling, recovery support, financial literacy, career development, and social activities so they can get back on their feet.
Yeah, and I know this month is going to be important to speak about the awareness portion of it, but once that portion of it is out there, what can people do to help, and why is it important for the community as a whole to be involved in this?
Yeah, so domestic violence is something that we don't talk enough about, but is happening at a pretty high rates, and especially among folks in poverty that may have less access to resources and support. I myself am a domestic violence survivor, and as someone who's middle class, it was a lot easier for me to get the resources and support that I needed. So I think first of all, it's helpful to understand there are a couple of types of domestic violence. We have oftentimes what you see in the news or on media is the more violent, aggressive type, right? The black eyes, the name calling, those kinds of activities, but there's also sort of this silent, insidious type of domestic violence that's a lot harder for people on the outside to pick up on. So I think one of the most important pieces is just to believe people when they talk about experiencing domestic violence. We know that domestic violence is, false reporting rates are the same as they would be for any other type of crime. So if I came to you and said, hey, somebody stole my laptop, you'd be like, oh my goodness, how can I help you, without even hesitating. But if I said, hey, I'm in domestic violence, I need help, folks are a lot more likely to, are you sure what's happening, or to question it, right? Even though the likelihood of that being a false report is statistically the same, according to the FBI. So
what is the Beacon doing this month to engage people in this conversation?
Yeah, so we use our social media platform, our newsletters, a lot to educate the community about domestic violence and how we can wrap around them and provide the kind of the support that they need. Specifically, in November, we have our Cake Gala, which is our annual fundraiser coming up, and we can use those funds to help support women who are coming out of domestic violence and other types of trauma at the Beacon.
Anything else you want people to know just about what you all are doing this month, or how they can get involved in your mission even outside of October?
Yeah, that's great. So if you go to our website, www.thebeacondm.org, there's a lot of information and resources on there about these topics that I'm talking about. And you could attend our Cake Gala on November 4th, and you could not only get to eat some cake and have live music and gourmet food, but also the proceeds will go to the Beacon, and then you can hear some inspiring stories from some of our survivors as well.
Awesome. And real quickly, you guys are on Facebook and Instagram?
We're on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Okay.
And then our website,
Awesome. All right. So hopefully you all can get out there and support the Beacon, all the work that you all do. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.